Hey fam, welcome back. Den Mother Amanda back to another show. And yes, we're going to be talking about Blossom, trans black woman, having a conversation roughly 22 to 23 hours ago, in a conversation with conservative women versus trans women and the lies that she's trying to portray and trying to get everybody to believe that she's not as smart as she really is and that she doesn't know what the real facts are. Okay? Let me play you a clip and then we're going to go over it. Okay?
Respond to a lot of what you're saying. First of all, I will say trans women are women. They're not men. I understand what you're saying. You're probably talking about cis men and cis women. Bodies are different. I totally agree with that. I am a personal believer that trans women do not have a competitive edge. We have trans athletes like Leah Thomas.
Okay, now, first off, trans women are not women. She's trying to convince people that she's that stupid and doesn't know the difference. And doesn't know the difference between fact. Trying to convince people that biology does not matter. That it's about gender identity. Well, gender identity actually matches your birth. So if you're born male, you got a male gender identity. Born female, you got a female gender identity. It depends on how people present their gender identity. Sometimes when it comes to trans people, they portray and put out portray an outward appearance of feminine gender identity for trans women. Same thing on a different way for trans men. Their transgender is trans female. They put out a gender presentation of male primarily. Just because somebody goes through a medical transition, it does not change the fact that biology matters, because if it did not matter, trans people would not medically transition. That's just a fact. Blossom, you need to stop lying. And you know you're lying. You know you're a liar. You know you're pathetic. Okay? And also, Blossom, you know for a fact trans women have a biological advantage over women. It's a fact. I don't care who placed what in what where in what competition. Okay? When you talk about Leah Thomas, the swimmer, went from 460 something to first in NCAA in the standings. So I don't care where she places in what particular race. Overall, she went to number one in the women's division. You misconstrues true facts and make facts look like something you want them to look to fit whatever twisted, deranged narrative you want to give to people. Yes, I said deranged because you are deranged. Okay? Biology doesn't matter, you would not have transitioned. Right along with every other trans woman or trans man. It's a fact. And now we're going to listen to a little bit more.
Who won fifth?
It's time for Lefty's Luke.
Fifth place in swimming. She didn't win first place. And the thing is, when it comes to trans athletes, their hormone, women have higher levels of natural testosterone. And so my question always becomes, why is that? Why do
It was humbling to see the disparity between puberty. They have the muscle.
Thomas only got fifth place. These trends
For like that.
That's
yeah.
amazing.
There's many. It's a sad thing. And
Okay, now also during this conversation, I was trying to find a place where she actually said it. I'll find it eventually, and when I do, I'll make another video. Okay? She believes that black trans women deserve priority over everyone else. When people think that and believe that, that's racism. Blossum, you're a racist bigot. As you try to use being black to control every little single conversation you're in. Like you're trying to play the victim when you're not a victim. Sorry, you're just not. The things you say, the things you do are part of what is causing people to dislike trans women. Your racist lies and just outright lies need to stop because you're defeating your own cause. If you want actual people to be on your side, you need to talk and present in a way that will bring about people to you to swing, to try to help maybe swing some people to you or some more people to your side and see where you're coming from. Because what you're doing and saying now is not doing that. It's harming your message and it's harming other trans women. You're pathetic. You're sickening, and people want to puke. You want people to respect you, then you need to watch what you say and how you say what you're saying. You still get your point across. There's a way to do it and a way not to do it. The way you're doing it is the way not to do it. Okay? Trans women do not belong in women's sports because they have an advantage, a physical advantage. And yes, there are times that when trans women use cross-sex hormones, their testosterone drops drastically. And that's it for every trans woman, drastically. And yes, and I give you that from time to time, there are women that could possibly, because of the way they train, have a little bit higher testosterone. Unlikely, but possible. Still does not give lenience to the fact that it eliminates size, strength, lung capacity, heart capacity, blood flow, muscle dominance, women over. Sorry about that little glitch. When trans women take cross-sex hormones, there is a reduction in strength, on average of 15%. 15% is still far and above what biological women capabilities are. That's a fact. It does not negate that enough for women to have an even playing field when it comes to trans women. Because when trans women go through full puberty, we still have full effects. We go through the full effects of what testosterone does to our bodies. And cross-sex hormones only eliminates so much. Only eliminates so much. Not enough. Does not eliminate enough. Blossom, you know this is these are facts I'm talking about. You know you're a liar. You know you're a demon. And you know you're a racist. And you're belligerent. You're willfully acting belligerent. Sorry, I'm getting it out. I'm putting this message out. I said no. And you're not the only one that shares these type of messages to out there. The lies about trans women not having an advantage over women. You're not the only one that's trying to say that trans women are women when they're actually men. There's been a lot in the last couple of years, people coming out and driving against it. I hope more come out and drive against your lies and the lies of those who spread those lies that you do about trans women. Women deserve respect. And Blossom, you're not giving it. All you're giving is disrespect. Trans women do not have the same experiences as women. Some things are similar. That's it. It's just similar. Because of biology, trans women will never know what it's like to be weaker than men. Or no, they'll never, sorry. Wrong way to say that. They will never know what it's like to be stronger than men. Why are trans men not getting the same attention? Because men are not worried about trans women. Trans men just are not. Men are not worried about trans women. Trans women shouldn't be worried about competing against trans men. If that's what's going to happen. Also heard, Blossom, that you say that there's no need for a trans league. Well, too bad. Form a trans league or don't compete. Or join a mixed league. Either come up with a trans league or go in a mixed league or don't compete. Trans women do not belong in sports. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I hope eventually one day it becomes a crime when trans women compete in women's sports, because that's exactly what it is a crime. Women have fought too long and too hard to have their own sports so they can have their own things to be happy and successful about. Said before, create a trans league, trans men and women league, a trans women's league. Start your own records and you build that. That's respectful. And no, it's not going to be out there as much as what men's leagues are and women's leagues are. It needs to start somewhere. Be pioneers. Trans people, be pioneers in trans leagues. That is a good way to go. That's showing trans women and trans men that, yes, we can do this. And we can be proud of this. We started our own league. And it's fair for us and it's fair for others. Have our own records, our own thing. It'll come around. It'd take time. But Blossom, you need to stop your lies and your racist, bigoted BS. And it needs to stop before you were born. So, anyway, I'm going to end it here. Have a great rest of your day. You're all important. You all have worth. You all have value. And if no one's told you that they love you, I love you. And really enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.